Chapter 30, Expert Secret. Don't compete on price. Today there is a global competition in the coding market. If you create your coding business online, you compete for business with coders all around the world. And there are great coders in India, Pakistan and other countries who have a significant advantage in pricing flexibility. It's much easier to reduce prices if you are living in a non-expensive area. If you are living in Silicon Valley, you need to charge premium prices just to be able to afford basic housing. Before you conclude that you don't have a chance to pursue this freelancer thing, stay with me. If the world were that easy, America would already be out of business. But America's freelance developers thrive. Now, how can you possibly compete in the global economy as a coder in a developed nation? The answer is simple and straightforward. Don't compete for price. You need to provide superior perceived value. That's it. If you compete for perceived value, you can easily earn 6 figures in the US. How can you improve your perceived value? Establish predictability through testimonials and positive ratings. Communicate well, be responsive, be positive. Become a marketing and sales pro. For example, create your own community. Action steps. Ask every client for a testimonial. Place the previous step to your gig checklist. So, author's note, you should have a gig checklist. This is a good strategy. Some bullet points of things or activities you do on each new gig so that you don't forget the gig and establish a running process over time. Because in the end, a business is a collection of processes and you need to optimize and improve your processes to streamline your value delivery. End of author's note. Chapter 31, Expert Secret. Free float your learning. But can it be a good idea to offer your services for free, considering that Python freelancers earn $51 per hour? Yes, it can. Note that this doesn't conflict with the previous expert secret. You can increase your Python skill level, but you don't have to polish your salesman skills from day one. You don't compete on price, you compete on learning speed. Price is only a tool to accelerate your learning speed. It's a great way to increase your confidence as a Python freelancer, and confidence is a crucial skill to working successfully on the freelancer platforms. Building this confidence is one of the most important things you can do to become a successful freelancer, because your client will sense whether you feel confident enough to deliver a lot of value. Without this, it'll be hard to find jobs. But without jobs, you cannot build confidence. Many students remain stuck in this negative spiral and lose confidence over time. A great way to break out is to offer your services for free. In any case, you won't get rich with your first few gigs. The bulk of the money is earned later. The first gigs are for the experience, the testimonials, and the success rate statistics on platforms such as Upwork. You cannot offer your services for free on the Upwork platform. It's against their terms. So what can you do? An alternative is to contact people who rely on freelancers to grow their businesses. One great example is a programming blog. Blog owners always need new articles, and many of them hire freelance writers who are also skilled in programming to create articles for them. Even if you can't land a paid job, you can contact any blog owner and offer it for free. Just tell them that you are looking for testimonials and experience. Action steps. Before you get your first gig, offer your services for free in exchange for a testimonial. An even better idea is to offer clients the following deal. Finish the gig for free. Seeing the result, they can pay you what they believe is a fair compensation. This leverages several psychological effects that are well known to be beneficial for your income. Chapter 32, Expert Secret. Give more than you take. As a self-employed freelance developer, you're as much a business owner as you are a coder. You need to master both skills, business and coding, to thrive in your industry. Giving more value than you take in payment is the first rule of business. While it sounds simple, most struggling business owners violate it. And this is the reason they struggle in the first place. They forget that on the other end of the transaction is a human being with a pain, a problem, or a desire. And the only reason they're there is to remove the pain, solve the problem, or satisfy the desire of the client. If you pay $2 for a coffee, it's because you value the warm, tasty coffee in a comfortable environment where you can relax and read a book, much more than you value $2. If you'd value your money and the coffee equally, you wouldn't give up your $2. Behavioral psychologists call this loss aversion. See the pattern? The sole reason your business exists is to solve the problems of your customer. You simply cannot survive if you don't know which problem to solve. Formula: if your clients ask you to do X and a little more. With this mindset, you're going to crush it in business. The power of reciprocity will kick in, and your client will always want to hire you for the next thing. It's far easier to convince an existing client to buy again than to convince a new lead to buy the first time. Every great business leverages this powerful law. Give more than you take. Author's note: think Google, think Facebook, think all the free tools that are available. Ultimately, they earn a lot of money, but first they give more than they take. They take nothing and give you some service, and then the relationship begins there. End of author's note. Action steps. Before you submit work to your client, ask yourself, have you given all you have? Can you give some more? Add this to your checklist to ensure that you'll do this after each gig. Chapter 33. Expert Secret. Eat complexity. Fortunately, you're in the coding business, and coding is a mess. It's difficult, complicated, error-prone, and only a small minority of people have the patience and time to learn it. There's a massive barrier of entry. You need to spend a lot of time staring at your computer and searching Stack Overflow to learn how to solve bugs in the code. What does this tell you? It tells you that your clients need you much more than you need them. This is a great position to be in. If you can solve and alleviate the complexity in your client's life, you're doing him an essential service. Either you or your client has to handle the complexity. If you're paid to set up a server system, it's because your client doesn't want to burden the complexity. He or she hires you to free themselves from the complexity. Great business owners, such as Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, have mastered this rule of eating their customers' complexity. Jeff Bezos pushed towards one-click payments because it makes purchasing easier. Jeff Bezos created the Kindle to simplify the whole book consumption process. You don't have to order a book and wait forever. With one click, you can now read almost any book in the world. Great freelance developers empathize with their clients or just ask them to learn about their complexities. Then they take on their clients' complexities. These are the two most important rules for freelance developer success. They don't sound fancy and they're not easy to do, but they are not business hacks to make a quick buck. But they will earn you more money than everything else you have learned. Action steps. Make a big list of things that are complicated for your customers. How can you eat your customers' complexity?